In this video, we will give you introduction to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. This is the first video of our channel, so we will be discussing the few things of artificial intelligence, and then we go in machine learning and deep learning, and we will just give you introductions to what these things all is. Our first video will be on what is an artificial intelligence. Second is uses of artificial intelligence. Third is difference between AI, machine learning, and deep learning. Fourth is basics and fundamentals of machine learning. Fifth is basics and fundamentals of deep learning. And finally, we close the introduction video with a summary of what we have learned today. So let's start. What is artificial intelligence? We have come to learn about this term from a lot of people around us, a lot of technology companies talking about artificial intelligence, a lot of big companies talking about artificial intelligence. Company as IBM, company as Microsoft, company as Google has implemented artificial intelligence. So let's learn what artificial intelligence is. So given a definition, we have found this as the best definition on internet from our research to make the things easier for you so you can understand what artificial intelligence is. So the artificial intelligence refer to the simulations of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like human and mimic their actions. The term may be also applied to any machine that exhibit traits associated with the human mind, such as learning and solving complex problems. The ideal characteristic of artificial intelligence is its ability to rationalize and take actions that have the best chance of achieving a specific goal. So we apply artificial intelligence to solve complex problems, which the normal human cannot do, and it's not possible for the human. So using artificial intelligence, we solve complex problems, and it try to mimic the human mind to solve the complex problem through their higher and much super computational power. So now let's talk more about intelligence. When it got started, when it's all started, the artificial intelligence. So in the year 1950, Alan Turing definitions of AI. Alan Turing was the first scientist who actually defined artificial intelligence, the model that we still follow today. So according to him, any sort of machines that have the ability to process language, as you can see here, language processing skills, uh, knowledge representations. The knowledge representation is that when a machine knows something and it can communicate with men and humans on the knowledge, it's called knowledge representation. Then automated reasoning. So the machine should have the ability to reason the chances. And finally, the machine learning. Machine learning is a model that you can teach to the machines just as you teach to a baby. And that was the Alan Turing very definitions of AI. So later the same decade in 1956, another professor named John McCarthy from University of Dartmouth, he invented the term called AI. Artificial intelligence has actually been first invented by the professors from Dartmouth. His name was John McCarthy. And then since then the AI is around us. AI has got the name. People know what AI is, and then since then we are still using the term AI after John McCarthy invented the term AI. Now let's move to the next slide. Uses of artificial intelligence. So what are the uses of artificial intelligence? So before telling the uses of artificial intelligence, I would like to tell you guys that the AI which we are using today is very narrow. So that has a predefined order. It follows certain tasks which has been fed to them. They are not as smarter. They are very narrow artificial intelligence. Even when we talk about Sophia, the social robots that we have seen in YouTube, in social media and all those social networking channel. C is just another example of narrow AI. So what is narrow AI? Narrow AI again is artificial intelligence that is predefined. The instruction is predefined into their memory or into their storage capacity. So let's start with example first. Google Voice Assistant is the best example of narrow AI, artificial intelligence. Sophia, the social bot, is another example of AI today. Amazon Alexa, the voice assistant, is another example. And then Elon Musk self-driving cars. Now let's talk what narrow AI is. So let's say I have my Android phone with me and I instruct my Google. So let's say, hey Google, can you set up an alarm for 7:30 a.m. tomorrow? Okay, your alarm's set for tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. So this is Google Voice Assistant. We have several examples. Here's the top Google result. Okay, let's talk. And there are several examples of narrow AI that exist in today. Um, all the companies are building this AI, and there are further research is happening in this field. Now, moving to the second slide is the uses of artificial intelligence, and based on that, we have picked up seven major industries of which AI is changing. The first one is medical science. We've seen how AI can have a great potential to change to medical science industry of today. It can detect diseases that the normal human cannot do. So AI has a vast implementation of medical science. Now, second is banking and finance. Banking and finance is one of the major industry in which AI is changing. It is implementing to finance industries to find the debtor or to figure out the loan history of the client, and based on that, bank provide the loan. Yeah, it has been well applied in fintech. It has been applied in many mobile applications, wire transfer of money, and so on. Manufacturing, we have seen how machine learning have been applied in manufacturing, where yeah, the robots, which have been trained for of a certain amount of time and period, and then it start manufacturing the product itself, such as winding, grinding, welding. These are all things machines can do. Logistic and transportations is another major field in which AI. Logistic, logistic and transportation is another example of industry in which AI is vastly changing. So the company as Oracle, Salesforce, these are the company that are applying IoT devices, smart technologies in order to reinvent logistics and transportations of today. So as you see today, you can just track your product, where are your product is when you order something. You can see where it has been arrived, how you can get it. These are all happen. These are all happening fast with artificial intelligence, and these things are much getting smarter and smarter. The fifth one is retail and e-commerce. As we have seen, the company has Amazon, the company has Snapdeal, the company has Shopee of Southeast Asia, Flipkart from India. Then you have another example, IKEA Mall. These are the companies has already implemented AI, artificial intelligence in theirs to enhance the shopping experience for their customers. So let's say when you search for any product, AI recommends you the best product which has been rated high by the customer. So it makes you, it helps you make better decision when buying a product. The sixth one is marketing and media. in marketing and media, you have common examples of Netflix, YouTube, Facebooks, Instagrams. They know your likes, they know what you like the best, and based on that, they recommend your product and service for your access. So when you watch a channel, yeah, in YouTube channel, they recommend you what's the best. Anyway, we'll talk more about this on our next slide. The seventh one that we have chosen is educational technology. And since we are applying already AI to uh, our platform, which is AI for Next Gen, in this AI is going to help you finding the better products, study materials for your needs. And this is what we are trying to achieve through our the whole platform, through our website platforms. We are going to teach you specifically about artificial intelligence and will help you finding the best materials available through our sources and through our platforms. So now, difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Now, what is the difference between AI, ML, and DL? We are we are often get confused about these three terms. We often think that artificial intelligence is different, machine learning is different, and on the other hand, you have deep learning, which is different. But to talk in brief, artificial intelligence has machine learning and deep learning as their subsets. So let's say in machine learning, there are certain number of constraints which has overcome by deep learning, and this is how these things work together. This is the whole part in together. So machine learning, talk about machine learning. So when we talk about machine learning built upon mathematics algorithms. So guys, it is very, very important to learn. Machine learning is basically a mathematical algorithm that used to find and solve complex problems. Uses training data for predictions and decisions. So when we talk about training data is a set of predefined data which has been fed to the artificial intelligence. Then the machine learning actually rely heavily on deep learning because there are certain number of problems that machine learning model can solve, and then this being solved by the deep learning model. Then let's move to the deep learning, and deep learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. It's mostly based on human artificial neural network, so it actually mimics the human artificial neural network. um, it solves complex problems than machine learning. Yeah, this is why we use deep learning, because it solves complex problems. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and data science. These are four things that works together. So when you see in this picture, you have artificial intelligence, their subset machine learning, and on the core we have the deep learning. And deep learning is a technology basically behind artificial intelligence and machine learning. Data science is the entire part of the technology. Data science is the entire thing that has been used by deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. What are the area of researches? So in these three models, um, we have natural language processing, robots and machine learning, image recognitions, search engines, data training model, speech recognitions, and autonomous vehicles that we have seen today. Emerging autonomous vehicles from Tesla, from Ford, and from different brands. So think of artificial intelligence as a mother of babies, machine learning and deep learning. So when you see it, the red one is a deep learning and it says, I'm so amazed by human mind. The machine learning says, I'm machine learning and I love to learn. So basically machine learning love to learn. And on top of that, we have the mother holding data burger for them because data is their food. They use data in order to execute tasks, in order to make predictions, in order to build technology. So I hope it's clear for you what is AI, what is machine learning, deep learning, and the data science. So this whole thing give you overall pictures of what these technologies are. Now let's move to the second slide. Then the one is basics and fundamentals of machine learning. So what is machine learning? So the machine learning is subfield of artificial intelligence, as we spoke today, or as we talked today. It is a scientific study of algorithms and a statistical model that computer uses to perform a specific task. Machine learning built upon mathematical based model based on sample data known as training data to make prediction and decision. So we have talked earlier that how training data is used to train the machines in order to make better predictions and to enhance the decisions that we can improve using machine learning model. So the best example of machine learning that we see around us today is Amazon product recommendation. So when you type Amazon.com and you see there are certain products listing on the top, it is because it got most liked, and the machine learning learns that there are similar products that you are looking for when you log into Amazon website. The another one is Alexa voice assistant. So when you say something to Alexa, let's say, "Hi Alexa," and it responds you back, it is actually a machine learning model that the certain amount of training data fit has been fed to the machines, and based on that, it makes its predictions that what you might like to search or what would you might to like to play through internet. The another one is Netflix. We have seen people around us watching Netflix. You will see them in subway. You will see them in buses. You will see them everywhere. Yeah. So the Netflix is actually based upon machine learning algorithms. So when you go to Netflix and you see the movie which is being recommended by Netflix, is because they are using machine learning algorithm there, in which it knows what is your like based on the movie recommendations, which has been watched by thousands and thousands of uh, people around you. So that's how Netflix uses the movie recommendation specifically for you to. The another example is YouTube. As you guys know, YouTube is very popular among us. We all go to YouTube to access our favorite videos. And again, the recommendation is based upon machine learning models. Whatever you like, it pop on the top. The kind of video you watch, it always recommended by the machine learning model, which is implemented to YouTube. Now the Google, it's a very good example of machine learning. So when you go to Google search and look for best food, and even like you don't type the place's name, uh, it track your locations, and based on where you are, it just start you telling about the best places nearby. Let's say Chinatown. I'm currently in Bangkok, so Asiatics, Pathumwan, Sukhumvit, and all the places. It's based on the machine learning model which has been applied to Google into their search engines to enhance your experience, travel experience, and so on. How does the machine learning learns? So this is very important topic. We all wonder that how we teach machines. Uh, so the teaching model is quite similar as how we teach to the babies. In this case, we just feed data to them. We just use certain software, certain technology in order to teach machines how they can learn. In the best possible way. So the first one is supervised learning. The second is unsupervised learning, and the third is reinforcement learning. We will talk more about this in our next slide. So let's start with the supervised learning. So what is a supervised learning? The best example of defining the supervised learning is that it is a method in which the existing data is used, known as training data set. We have spoke about what training data is. The data which is used to train machines is known as training data. The data then being fed to the machine continuously in order for machine to understand the data with 97% to 100% accuracy. So once the predefined data is set, we continuously give data to machine for them to understand. For example, take an example for an apple here. So what apple is red in color, it can be green in color, the shape is oval, the weight can be 250 grams. So using this data, we give this to the machines so the machines can learn what the data is, and each time it sees an apple, it knows that it looks red in color, it has a green, it can be green, the shape is oval or can be round, and then it recognizes, okay, this is an apple. The examples of supervised learning. The example of supervised, the best example for supervised learning is email spam filter. So when you go and check your email, you see the email which has been listed as spam are those emails which has the word called lottery, money, your personal details, or any email that is asking for your personal details. So in my case, what happened is that they asked for my personal account number, PAN registrations. So I just take a screenshot and to make you understand what email spam filter is, and then you can see the email spam, yeah, which has been filtered by supervised learning model of machine learning. So here we have Robert saying, "Hey, I think I just found a spam email asking for your bank details." Now let's move to the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is actually a type of machine learning method in which cluster of unlabeled data feed to the machine. The machine recognizes the familiar data out of unlabeled data from the new training data set and separate it from the data cluster. So to break it down for you, there's a picture with apple, bananas, strawberries, mango, guava, and orange. So because we have taught our machines how apple look like, each time we show the picture of an apple, machine cannot recognizes the another picture which is on the board. What fruit is it? But each time you show apple, it immediately recognizes that this is an apple. So in this case, we have given uh, a certain data. In this data, we have a fruit, and each time we show this to the machine straight away recognize that, all right, this is an apple. I know that this is an apple, but I don't know what art is, but this is an apple. This is an apple, and this is a cluster of data. Examples of unsupervised learning model. The best example again is the Netflix, because in Netflix you have numbers of data. Data is available in as movies. Movie data, what new movies are. But again, machines know your favorite movies and segregate your favorite movies from the clusters of movies available online, and it then shows you the movie that you like. And that's how unsupervised learning model works. So moving to the reinforcement learning. So now moving into the final learning model, which is the reinforcement learning. Guys, it is a method based on reward and punishment model. In this reinforcement learning, the agent is forced to get the best outcome by trial and error method under the given environment. So imagine a situation where you have an agent as a car, then you have a pool where there's a giant crocodile living. Then there's another circumstance where there is a road blockade by some kind of danger symbol. So when a car passes through the way, and then once it reaches to the round turner, um, it has two options. It has three options. One is to get to the reward. Another one is, and two of them are the punishment model. So most of the cars has to operate in a high level of intelligence where it uses cameras to detect the obstacles and all. Let's, for example, Tesla. In this circumstance, we have this car, and when this car end up, if it took the wrong way and end up in a crocodile lake, where it might get eaten by the crocodile, or in the other, which is the punishment model, and in other circumstance, it has a danger symbol. If it's go to the wrong direction, it might end up being crashed. So the best outcome for this car for an agent is to go take a straight road and go to the reward model. And this only comes by number of trial and number of error, and finally come to the its reward model. And this is what basically reinforcement learning is. We'll talk more about reinforcement learning in our next upcoming videos. But for now, this is reinforcement learning. Examples of reinforcement learning. So we have seen Tesla car is the best example of reinforcement learning, where you see this car is being and fully autonomous, and it can self-drive itself. And this is actually the best example for autonomous car. So algorithms of machine learning. We have three algorithms of machine learning. One is supervised. We have discussed earlier, unsupervised, and finally we touch upon a little bit of reinforcement learning model. Moving into the next slide is the basic and fundamentals of deep learning. So guys, we know that machine learning and deep learning are the subfield of artificial intelligence. We will learn a little bit about what deep learning is. So deep learning is the broader subfield of artificial intelligence which solves major limitations of machine learning model. It mimics human brain neural system to solve complex problems such as high resolution image processing, speech recognition, self-driving car, and so on. So when you see your mobile phone is processing the images of a given environment, it's actually a deep learning model. And speech recognition by Alexa is also a deep learning, and self-driving car from Tesla is also a deep learning model. So how does this all work? So in this we have input layer, we have three hidden layer. There we have three here, but it can be a multiple layer. It can be a multiple hidden layer based on the requirements we have, based on what we are trying to achieve with deep learning. Then finally we have the output layer. The output layer is how the image is processed and the information which is finally been taken out from the deep learning model. So this is how the artificial deep learning or ANN works. You can have a better understanding how our brain works, and the same functions and the same principle applied to artificial neural network. So you see, these are the information which is being transmitted from one part to another in our brain, and then it passes again through axons, and these are actually the tiny droplets of information which is being transmitted from one to another, as you have seen in AI2, the deep learning, which have number of input layer, and then it passes and goes on, and then it finally reaches the memory processing, where it recognizes whether it's an image of a ship, image of a baby, or the periodic table that we studied. Now let's come to the artificial neural network part. And the artificial neural network part work as the same what we have seen in the earlier video. So in artificial neural network, you feed an image to your system from an input layer, and in a stage 1, which is a hidden layer, it starts recognizing the pixels as you see in the stage 1, and then stage 2, it recognizes that it's a face of a man and put the pictures together, and then it transmits the information to the stage 3. In stage 3, there are n numbers of data, and from n numbers of data, it starts recognizing the best possible outcome for the image which we have fed earlier, and then from that, it starts matching the face from the numbers of people and the data which is already in the system. And once it recognizes the face, it takes this from the output layer to with the complete information. Let's say with the name David, the country is Brazil, age 26, and his current location is Spain. And that's how the artificial neural network works. The best example again for artificial neural network or deep learning is Sophia, the social bot we spoke earlier, the Tesla autonomous car, Alexa voice recognition, and Google image recognition. So image recognition is actually image processing of deep learning. In image recognition, you show a picture to your mobile phone, and then it uh, recognizes the pixels, the the name, and then on based on that it process to your mobile phone, and that's actually a deep learning model. So we have come to the end part of our introduction video, and what we have learned so far is artificial intelligence, their uses in modern world. We have learned the difference between AI, ML, and deep learning, and then we have touched upon basic and fundamentals of machine learning and deep learning. So guys, that's it for today. If you have any question, feel free to watch, feel free to ask, feel free to ask and put your comment in the section below. And don't forget to subscribe because there are a lot of videos coming ahead, especially exclusively on artificial intelligence. There are much educational videos from that you can learn more about what artificial intelligence is. Thanks for watching. My name is Roy and I'm signing out for today. Thank you guys.